Well, good morning, everybody. Hello. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread. I slopped my coffee. You are in our Stitchuation room, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hi in the chat. This is a Monday through Friday virtual stitching retreat, and today is Embroidery Thursday, and I just made a huge mess. But here comes Frito. So let's take care of first things first, shall we? Good morning. Well, hi, Deborah, neighbor, Georgetown. I'll be up your way later on this year doing a. You want a biscuit, Frito? There she is. Here's our little rescue. Doing a talk at the guild up there. Oh, y'all, I gotta clean up here. Here you go. There you go. Good girl. Let's go. This is her Frito bucket from Glory up in Massachusetts with her Dave biscuits. Here you go. You want that? All right. See you later, sweetie. Whoops, I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Ooh, I need to get some Kleenex and clean this up. Hold on a second. I don't have any paper towels in here. What are you doing, Frida? Oh, this is what I get for using a mug without a lid. I should know better than to leave the sippy cup elsewhere. I have one right here. That's for when I finish this one. Hold on. Oh my goodness. So I get a lot of questions. What kind of cutting mat do I have? This is a Quilter Select self-healing. And I got it from the Fat Quarter Shop. Did I bring the box? I did. And thumbs up, everybody. You know you're going to like it. Thank you, Alyssa. I love that attitude. Atta girl. That's great. And clean up the thing here. Okay. Here we go. Yes, I have it together. It's one of those days. Is it Monday? No, it's Thursday. It's Embroidery Thursday. And today we are working on the Shamrock Ridge mini quilt from On Wander Lane. It's so funny. I know I need to keep a roll of paper towels in here, or really a rag. I'm not a paper towel person. I stopped spending money on paper towels years ago. Two-fisted drinker. I know. Well, we're going to be here an hour and that little cup isn't going to cut it. I should know better. I usually use that one on the weekends. It says, I became a quilter for the money and fame. I don't think so. All right. So we are working on the Love mini quilt from Shamrock Ridge. And this is a pattern by Nancy Halverson for Art to Heart. And then last March, we worked on Lucky You. So that's out there somewhere. So you're having trouble with the live on the TV. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, are you sure? Is that better? You do have OCD, Patsy. If you mentioned it and typed about it, you have OCD. That's okay. Quilters do that, and I'm totally fine with that. It was a last-minute rush. So this morning, instead of getting ready for my live with you guys, as a professional should, I was emailing my mother. And that was taking quite a bit of my time instead of getting ready. So now I find myself in a rush. So we're talking about getting her down here from Tennessee to live with us. She's 83. And we're going back and forth about the logistics. And right now, it's not looking promising. Well, Jan, you got to make time for Mom. I know I could have answered her later on. She sleeps in till 11:30, so she's a night owl. Okay, so anyway, yesterday when we cut the pieces, and let me grab the sticky mat with the pieces on it. So yesterday when we cut the pieces, Betsy mentioned it, and no, y'all, those of you that say your mom's more important and your mom comes first in all this, you didn't live my life, and I appreciate yours. That's wonderful. Then there's the other side. Okay. So I cut all these and they turned out just fine. Everything was fine. But Betsy had mentioned it. So these should be cut after you do the process of connecting any broken graphics. And I skipped that step. And so last night I was playing around with this. Okay. I was playing around with it and went ahead and did fix the broken graphics. And there was a lot of movement on the image in Brilliance. And I want to show you guys that. And I think I've figured out how to do it. I think we shall see. So the issue of how, so you can see those menus and everything, because if you're brand new, hi, welcome. My streaming software does not allow me to show pop-up windows, and a lot of menus in software will be a pop-up, and then you can't see. I can see it, you guys can't see it. Okay, so, well, I might be in your shoes, Judy. Okay, so I can use these, but they probably won't fit as accurately as I would like. That's not a showstopper. You can always trim around the outside of, you know, where you think they're going to be larger than the placement line. But because there was so much movement, I wanted to show you guys how to do that. Okay. And then you can see how to make them very, very accurate. So I went ahead and prepped more fabric. It has Heat and Bond Light on the back. And one of the biggest things that I find when it comes to doing Heat and Bond is not adhering it enough. So I let the iron sit on the top of the fabric for at least 5 to 8 seconds with the iron, a very hot iron, right on it. Okay. And then I flip it over on the back and do the same thing. So I adhere it from both sides. And the trick to getting a good adhesion is taking your time and being patient with that. And then another trick, this is a cool little trick. If you want to get the paper separate from the fabric, put it fabric side towards you and go like you're going to tear the fabric. Just make a little tear, and that will give you a little tab that you can get a hold of here and peel the paper off. Okay, that's very handy for all your little pieces. Now, and then see how glassy that is? That's a good adhesion. You want the glue that's in the Heat and Bond Light to actually become one with the fibers of the fabric. All righty. You like the heat press better? Okay, yeah. I'm trying to get HTV Ront to sponsor a heat press, and they're being difficult. So I guess they're selling a ton of them, and they don't need me, which is fine. There's a lot of places that want me to have a minimum of 10,000 views on every video for the last however many I made, which doesn't take into account really that those people are putting videos out once a month, right? So they have plenty of time to accumulate 10,000 views. Yeah, I want to get one. So I might just have to spring for it myself, which is fine. But then I won't give them any shout outs. All right. So I'm going to go back to this. Now, if you watched All Brands After Hours the other night, Courtney was cutting fabric, and she used a fabric mat on the Scan and Cut. And that fabric mat, very sticky. This one is not. Okay. And she used fabric side down, image mirrored. Okay. Pretty side down and image mirrored. So I do it pretty side up, not mirrored, but I also am using a much less sticky mat. So everybody, I get asked all the time, you know, which mat do I use and which way does the fabric go? Pretty side up, pretty side down. It is very subjective as to the stickiness of your mat. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Well, one thing I do, like she did, where are my baby wipes? To revive the stickiness of a mat, you can hit it with some totally awesome from the dollar store, straight concentrate like that. Okay. And she takes her little scraper. I got a little bit of thread on here. Otherwise, you take a little scraper and just scrape it around a little bit. Just loosen up any kind of loose threads. You don't need to do some heavy scraping, but just kind of just rub it around. So she had that part. But that's what I tell people. If you have a brand new mat, whether it's the low tack or the standard tack, then you will want to pounce it on a clean t-shirt. Okay. So that the t-shirt fuzz gets on there and unsticks your mat a little bit. Otherwise, if you do it my method, you're going to leave heat and bond on your mat. You can also, if you put paper on it, you can leave your paper on there. It's really easy to ruin your mat. So I'm just going to wipe this down. Now, I saw a hack. See all that green fuzz that you wouldn't have thought, okay, was there. You wouldn't have thought that was there because I had heat and bond down, right? So why would there be green fuzz on the mat? It just happens. I saw a hack where somebody restuck a totally unsticky brother mat and they cut down a Cricut mat and stuck it to it with some clear tape. And I thought, I might give that a try. That seems pretty cool. One more baby wipe to get this. I'm going to let it air dry a little bit. So we've got quite a bit of fuzz on there. So anyway, you're hearing a big old cat fight outside. Yeah, they can be noisy. I know. Hey, you guys, give the video a thumbs up while you're here. We are a virtual stitching retreat, and we've got a virtual kitchen. So if you go into the kitchen, there's a thumbs up button on the side there. Just hit that. If you're sitting there and watching it on your TV, please grab the TV remote and hit the channel up button. So good morning. It's great to see everybody. It works great. Patty says, I've done that with an off-brand mat from Amazon, not a Cricut mat, and it works great. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, but see, if I did that, everybody would be like, what are you doing? Let me give this one more wipe down. Now, why don't I just use a fabric mat and, do it the way Courtney did it with pretty side down, make sure your images are mirrored. I killed a fabric mat a couple years ago, and I just haven't bought another one, right? What's the point of buying another one when I can make this work? And if this gets to the point where it's not sticky at all, like I did yesterday, I can just tape the fabric down and it works fine. These are workarounds that a brother dealer cannot share with you. Okay. So I wanted to do that. We're going to let that dry a minute. So cool. Gosh, we've only been here 15 minutes and we've already talked about how to get a good adhesion on your fabric and how to clean a mat. I want to show you guys while that's drying. I'm going to turn the camera to my computer. And hold on a second. Let me get rid of some stuff on here that you guys are not interested in. And okay. So no, I'm not leaning over the arm of the chair. Yeah, Candace, I saw your thing. So let me get in here. I'm going to point this at my screen. If I can get a good straight on. Now you're going to get the infinity. Maybe not. Maybe not. So I want to go up to, all right, so Canvas Workspace. Here we are. Okay. I'm going to close this. Let me, I'm going to close. Let me just go. I'm going to leave. Hold on a second here. I need to see what you're seeing. And I'm going to have to do that on my phone. Just a minute. Hold on a second here. I'm going to turn my volume way down. And I want to be able to see what you're seeing. So let me, It is so hard. Let me see. Where are my videos? My videos and my lives. There we go. Put this on. Just 1 second, y'all. Okay. Yes, you can see this pretty good. Oh, and you can see your chat and everything. I'm going to make this real big. Well, that's not going to work. Now I can't get to what I want to show y'all. So I'm going to go to my projects. All right. This is the scan that we did yesterday. Okay. And I've got it OWL-March 2. That is the scan from yesterday. All right. So I scanned it in. If you want to see how to do that, you can go back and watch the other one. Now, I want to go to Embrilliance, and I'm going to just get a new tab and start over right here. Hold on just 1 second. Nope, I cannot see this, you guys. I can't see the live right now at all. Nope, I can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to import that again. I'm going to click on Vector, and I'm going to go to OWL March 2 and open. Okay, so there we are. Now, the menus that you guys never get to see, let me come back over here. I want to make sure I can see what you're seeing. Yep, you can see it. All right. So the menus that you guys never get to see is I'm going to Command A to select all. So the whole thing is selected. Okay. And then I'm going to come up to Create, Outline, and Reconstruct Outline. Watch on the shamrock all of the movement that happens in the image. See that? Every letter had a little tiny bit of movement. Okay, so this over here is the object panel. I'm going to click off of it. I'm going to grab the O, and I'm just going to pull it up and hover it over the L. Want to hover it over the one I want it to be after. You didn't move. Let's do it the hard way. Right click, move first, and then I'll click on the L and right click and move first. And now it'll stitch LOVE. Okay, there we go. Perfect. All right. So Command A to select all, and I want to hit the stitch option for applique. And then I'm just going to click on applique position. It's going to give me a thread dialog box. It usually comes up looking like this. It has 2 tabs for color and applique. Okay. And then right here, there's a cutting section. Over on your right, there's a cutting section. And I want to click Save All. And I'm going to title it, we'll call it March and 2-1, because this is the second time I've done a March mini. So that's my second version. 2-1, and it's in my downloads, and I'm going to save. And click OK. And click OK. And that's it. So what I have done now is I've created cut files from these lines that have been changed. Now, one step that people forget all the time, you need to make sure, oops, sorry, let me do this, that magic mouse. Right up here in your object panel, you see it says OWL-March2.FCM. That tells you you're playing with a graphic, with a vector graphic. So I want to save it into an embroidery file. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Stitch and Working. Stitch is the PES embroidery design that I'll use. You can use any, you can save it to any home embroidery format, and Working. Okay, I'm going to click this, and I'm going to call it March 2-1. Okay, PES. And I'm going to save it, and it's saving in my downloads, which is fine. Now I'm going to turn on my Luminaire and get it up and running, which I didn't do earlier because I was dealing with my mother. So I'm going to send this wirelessly. Now I want to show you something too. So if you Let me open this up. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. March 2-1. So if you go to open, so when you look, I have March 2-1.be. That's the working file, and March 2-1.pes. So hold on a second here. Let me cancel this. Okay. You have to let your embroidery machine go through its first initialization where the arm goes back and forth a little bit. Okay. And right up here. So if you look here, we're still on March 2.fcm. This is the graphic file we're working with. Even though you see stitches, it's not an embroidery design. This is a BE design. Okay. This is the working file. So you would need to open a new tab and then open up. Okay, I'm just going to click open, and now I want to check the PES. I'm getting the PES design. That's an embroidery file, and I'm going to click open. Okay, now over here on this side, you don't see .fcm, so you know that this is the embroidery design. Okay, if you see .fcm, that's your graphic, and you're working in the working file. If you click here and you don't see .fcm, this is an embroidery design. And now you can go utility and Wi-Fi to brother baby lock. So this works with any Wi-Fi compatible, let me see, March and 2-1, any brother baby lock Wi-Fi compatible machine. And I'm going to click OK. All right. And then it should spin for a second and pop up and say file sent to machine, or it won't, and I'll have to do it again. So it's thinking about it right now. File sent to machine. I'm going to click OK. And that's it. So I had somebody email me and ask me, they said, I save this. Now in this right here, if it says .fcm, if you go utility, Wi-Fi to brother baby lock, it'll work. But when you get to your machine, it'll say, can't use this file. So just kind of keep that in mind. A lady emailed me and she got stuck on that. All right. I'm going to turn you guys back around. Okay. I hope, how do you remove embroidery that won't stitch? How do you remove embroidery that won't stitch? There should be a way to delete it. You mean on the embroidery machine, Judy? So I know that was really weird for me to have to turn my camera to my laptop so you guys could see the process. Oh, helpful. Good, Jean. Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. So you move each placement stitch. You can't group the placement stitches together in Embrilliance. You certainly can, Cindy. Yes, you certainly can. Yeah, let's go back and do that. Okay, that's a good idea so that it stitches all the placement stitches at one time. We have to pull the hoop once, iron everything down, and then put it back in and let it stitch and finish out. You certainly can. And I'm glad you brought that up. Let me show you. I'll show you just a second. We're going to turn around, look at the laptop again. Okay. Yeah. And that's smart. If you have pieces that do not overlap each other, you can do that. If they overlap, you need to make sure that they don't, that those placement stitches are not one on top of each other because it won't work. Okay. Yeah. Very smart. Very smart. Let's do it. Yes, on your embroidery machine, they won't stitch. There's a way on the Luminaire to get rid of them. And I just got rid of mine, but I'll show you. Okay, so we're looking at my laptop again. And we're going to go back to Embrilliance. So I want to stitch all. Now, again, this is another way you can tell. Okay. So if I'm in the FCM file and I click the little plus sign or the arrow, depending on what you're working on, you only see each object. And it says applique. So you cannot see the difference between the position stitch and the final stitch. Okay, the placement line and the final stitch. You can't see the difference between them up here. When you're in the embroidery design, see, again, it doesn't say .fcm. You can see the difference in the stitches right here. Okay, so when you open it up, now you can see them. Okay. So there's the placement line for the L and the final stitch for the L and the O. See? Okay, so now you can see all the different stitches. There are several tells to tell you what you're doing. All right, so I'm going to take this one and right click and move earlier. Now it's going to stitch placement line, placement line. I want to grab this one and I'm going to move it up and hover it over. Let's see if I can put it there. That worked. On the Mac, you have to do it on the line. I'm going to drag it up and create the heavy dark line right under the one I want it to be after. So it's going to do placement, 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 pull the hoop, iron everything down, final, 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 final. Whoop. Final. Went a little fast here. Perfect. That's awesome. I love it. All right. So when you save, I want to show you guys, I'm going to go File, Save As, Stitch and Working, because I'm going to rename it. And it comes up and you'll see down here on a Windows machine, it'll say Save As, stitch type or whatever, Save As. You can hit the drop down arrow and there's every single kind of home embroidery machine format. So Embrilliance is a third-party software and it works with all home embroidery machines. Here's your Janome. Here's your Husqvarna. Okay. There's your Singers. So we got them all. All right. And DST works for just about everybody. You can save a DST file into everything. So we're going to save PES. I'm going to rename this and I'm going to call it March 2-2 instead of 2-1. So that's my second version of my second March mini. I'm going to save it in downloads and save. And now also on this one, I want to utility, Wi-Fi to brother baby lock. It should be much quicker. MARCH 2-2 and tell it okay. And it'll take a second and send it to the machine. And it probably did, and it's just not showing me. Okay. See that? See how easy that is? Easy, easy. Okay. You can color sort. Be careful when you color sort. You need to make sure, especially if you're working with a design that's got loads of different pieces. This one only had one each. Very simple to do. Okay. So, okay. Learning new tricks. Old dog learning new tricks. Katie, I've been showing this for years. Katie's so funny. She says, I've watched your videos over and over for years. Katie's one of my Facebook moderators. And she says, I watch it and I get to my machine and there's a block. And you guys would not believe how many people I hear that from. So Katie, you are not alone. And you are going to get it. One day you're going to get it. One day you are. Okay. So what I did different today was I saved the stitch file. I'm sorry. I saved the cut file, the SVG cut file that was created by Embrilliance. I saved that after I reconstructed the outline. If you have Stitch Artist 2, so a lot of people ask me, which piece of Embrilliance do I need? And again, you guys, there's a 10% coupon right now through the 17th of March. Okay. So you got a little bit of time. You can wait for your Social Security to come in on the 3rd. So you wait for so you need essentials, and you need essentials to be able to see when stitches are going to be removed for pieces that are overlapped. All right. You really need it for that little scissor button. Now, again, the scissor button does not remove hidden stitches. It allows you to see which hidden stitches are removed. What do you mean by hidden stitches? And I don't want to get way into the weeds on this. Hold on, let me back up. I was telling the difference between Stitch Artist 2 and Stitch Artist 3. You need a minimum of Stitch Artist 2 in order to import that vector graphic. You cannot do it with Stitch Artist 1. In Stitch Artist 1, you're going to see the True Type font button and the image button where it said image and vector, you're only going to see image and true type. In Stitch Artist 2, you see image, vector, and true type is off to the side. So you need a minimum of Stitch Artist 2 in order to be able to import the scanned image from the Scan and Cut, or if you downloaded an SVG from the internet or whatever, right? You need a Stitch Artist 2 at a minimum. Then what happens is, as graphics are created in their creation process, what happens is, in the computer process that creates these graphics, okay, you end up with layers. You end up with layers and layers. When graphic artists work in like Photoshop or Illustrator, they do it in layers, okay? And what can happen is these layers don't make a solid line for whatever reason. They don't. I don't understand it. I've played with Illustrator and Photoshop, so I understand the concept of layers, but I don't understand the concept of why they create broken graphics. Where you and I see a single line, we look at this and we see a solid line. Okay. That's a solid line. When the Scan and Cut sees it, especially the higher end Scan and Cuts that have a greater DPI, dots per inch, that it sees, what happens is it sees all those layers. And if the layers have any breaks in them, you will get what I call broken graphics. And so you need to do that where we went to create outline and reconstruct outline. You need that in order to fix those broken graphics. And that's why those shapes moved on the screen when I clicked the reconstruct outline. If you want to reconstruct outline, you need Stitch Artist 3 for that. Now, I am no expert at Embroider at all. I only know what I know. And I encourage you guys, if you want to play with digitizing, to watch a lot of Lisa Shaw. There are plenty of people out there. Okay. Plenty of people out there to teach you Stitch Artists. That's not me. I know how to do what I know how to do from my quilting. And that's where I'm kind of in this box, my Snapplique box. All right. So I eventually got Stitch Artist 3. And if you have 2 and you want to get 3, you don't have to purchase the whole thing. Okay. You don't have to do that. There is an upgrade. Is my computer in my Amazon store? No, Kay, it is not. This computer right here is a MacBook. You can get a Windows. I've got Windows computers in my Amazon store. Okay. Okay. All right. So I just recommend, save your pennies each month until you can buy a new module. All right. Or do something, whatever, Okay. So if you have broken graphics, what'll happen is sometimes the stitches won't go the right way, and you'll have to figure out how to fix all of that. It's very labor intensive and it's a pain in the neck. So also, if eventually you get to the point where you cannot fix broken graphics, because a graphic, I don't want to get way deep into this and lose everybody, and you'll be like, click, gone. Another video. All right. The problem with broken graphics is, if you have a hole in a line that you and I can't see, but the Scan and Cut did, it doesn't know which way to put the stitches. And instead of a hole, you might get a big double line on your screen. You can get all kinds of mess. All right. So you need to have a solid line. And that's why, to create a shape, it has to be a shape. If it's not connected, it's just a line, and the software doesn't know where you want the stitches to go. And I'm not savvy enough of a digitizer to be able to share that with you to figure it out. So there's that. All right. So what are all the levels of embrilliance? Well, Donna, there's a ton of them. I call it the Liberty Mutual of embroidery software. You only pay for what you need, but they got one to make patches. They've got density repair kits when you buy a design and it's, thicker than a flak vest. They got all kinds of different stuff. So I try to keep it simple for you guys. Just get essentials and get Stitch Artist 3. And then Thumbnailer, which is a little utility that will allow you to see your designs on your computer like little pictures. Those 3 modules, less than $800, and you'll be able to see everything and do everything that I'm doing in Snapplique. Less than $800. So that's just me. Okay. If you'd use my link below and the coupon code, I'd appreciate it. That'd be great. All right. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go back to Canvas Workspace. Let me go to present and share screen so we can do this the right way now. So here is the one from yesterday. I can tell I'm on OWL-March 2. So I want to go to New to create a new mat. And this is the online version. Okay. And I'm going to click SVG, which is a vector graphic, and choose File. And now let's go in our downloads and pick the, what did I call it? There it is, March 2-1 SVG. There it is. I'm going to open it. This is the reshaped ones that we just made this morning. I'm going to highlight them all. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to connect these 2 first. Right-click Group. And I'm going to highlight them all and right-click. Oh, I don't need to flip it. Let's just move these where they need to go. Oh, I wanted to change their color. That's what I wanted to do. Let's highlight all of these, go to Properties, and change the color to black so you can see them. All right. Now, there we go. Okay, let's grab the O and put it here, the L and put it here, the V, put it here, and the E and put it here. Okay. Perfect. And now I'm going to call this OWL-March 2-2 and download. Now I can download to PC, which I want to do because that's going to be my embroidery file. No, I don't need to do that. I just need to do the scan and cut transfer because I'm just going to cut out the letters. Okay. Perfect. All done. So we're ready to go to the embroidery machine now. Perfect. I said embroidery. I mean my scan and cut. Sorry. My brain. We're turned on here. Okay. We clean the mat. This has been a heck of a thing. You thought the latest version was 2.2, not 2.1? Yeah, it is, Judy. I think I did that right. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let me switch cameras here. There we go. Okay, let me open this up. Was I supposed to use 2.2? Did I use 2.1? I didn't do that right. All right, well, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back to Canvas Workspace, share. Let me go to all of my, see, this is OWL March 2-2. Up here in the top, that's 2-2. All right, let me go to a new mat. I'll leave this. Now, what I pulled up, let's go to SVG and choose File. Oh, I pulled up 2-1. You're right. Where's my 2-2 SVG? All right. Cancel. Let's see. I think I need to go back to, hold on. Oh, you guys can't see that, can you? Hold on. I think I need to go 2-2 was changing the order. Thanks, Sandy. Yeah. Right. Yeah, 2-2 was just changing the order. 2-1 was the cut file. Yeah, the one from yesterday was March 2. The cut file was 2-1. The embroidery file was 2-2. That's right. It was fine. That's fine. We've got the right one. When you transfer design, do you need to make the cuts larger? No. Sandy, don't inflate. If you are creating the embroidery, the cut file, don't inflate it. You cut yesterday. Why again? Well, Kay, because I didn't reconstruct outline before I cut. We're going to be here a while. It's already 7:45. Yeah. I did just send it to the machine. Yeah, I did. I did just send it to the machine. We're going to go back to the machine. All right. So let me. Oh, my goodness. We might end up stitching this out tomorrow. Who knows? Okay. Yeah. So this should be pretty sticky, I think. Moderately sticky. So let me put my fabrics on this again. I want my lines to be on the L horizontal was super cute. Okay. I'm just going to put these on right here. Karen says, don't rush on my account. I don't need to be anywhere. I love that. Keith went to the doctor yesterday and had to get something cut off on his back. So that was his excursion yesterday to get out and about. And then we had our old neighbor came over to buy his rear tine tiller. We had a rear tine tiller because we had a garden where we had a cattle ranch. So haven't used that thing in years. So the old neighbor came over. He lives down in a little town called Yoakum. So he came over and we visited for a little bit. His wife is a nurse and she watches the channel. And he came in and he said, oh boy. He said, my wife comes in here, it's going to cost me money. What did I do with my tape? Darla's doing good this morning. Oh, y'all, I was down another pound. I was stuck. I'm doing Weight Watchers with the app, and I was stuck. Well, as of yesterday, I was finally down to the weight I was before we went to Louisiana. So I'm taping you guys because I'm not entirely sure the mat is sticky enough to hold on to my fabric. And this is a better safe than sorry option. You can use KK2000 on the mat, on the back of your fabrics. You can use 505 is a little too much stick. Or you can just use paper tape. Okay, I just work around it. Like I said, Courtney's not going to be able to show you to do this little workaround as a dealer. She cannot do that. She has to show you the brother method because she's a brother dealer. And that's okay. It's perfectly fine. I'm showing you the workaround because I don't have a fabric mat. Do I still use Zig? Yeah, Betsy, I do. Betsy, you caused all this because you reminded me. Yoakum? Yeah, I know. I know, Dave. It sounds just like Yeehaw Junction. It is. It's Yoakum, Texas. Yep. All righty. So let's get in here. Okay, I have my mat. Let's make sure this loads straight again. It's going to give me an attitude, I'm sure. Come alive. And okay. All right, I'm going to hold this really straight and hit the load button. Load straight. Take it, take it. Oh. So I've got a bent corner on my mat, and mat cannot be recognized. The mat will unload. Don't be like that. So I have to get this corner. You can tell it wanted to pull in wonky. Let's do it again. There we go. Okay. Don't get your fingers pulled under there. That bites. Oh, you teach business classes and you're in Yoakum. Awesome. Awesome, Dina. All right. So let's retrieve data. Let me zoom you in. There's a barbecue joint on an intersection corner down there that's fantastic. I love that barbecue at that place. Okay, I'm going to retrieve data from the cloud. This is what we went through step by step yesterday, and I explained all the buttons. So there we are. I'm going to use this scan the map button right here and tell it start. Okay. Y'all see that brown box right there? That's my walking pad that just arrived yesterday. I am not getting enough exercise, so I got a walking pad. And right next to it, there's a little thing that I can put over the top of it to hold my tablet so I can walk and read email. Oh, man, I need to buy a lottery ticket. Look at that. How about that? Those letters are spot stinking on. Okay, this looks good. Everything looks great. I don't need to move a thing. I'm going to move the V up because I'm OCD and I can't stand it. I want to center something. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to tell it okay and select and cut and start. All right, there we go. You dropped your tablet. That stinks. I know when that mat pulls in crooked, it drives you nuts, doesn't it? So we're going to let this thing sit here and cut it out. What's the difference between a walking pad and a treadmill? Sherry, a treadmill has the big arms on it and a screen and all that. And a walking pad is just the part you walk on. I think I paid like $129 for this. I'm not going to put it on my Amazon store until I make sure it works. But I wanted to, it's just a pad that you can walk. I need to put the dog on it. That's what I need to do. All right, here's our little shamrock. Please link my walking pad. You want one. Rhett, I have to wait and make sure it works before I link it. But if it does, I will put it. Everybody says I need one. I need one. I don't get enough exercise, y'all. There we go. Finish cutting. So my plan is to put the walking pad right over here, right by Darla, kind of right there where I don't really go a whole lot. That's probably one of the least used spots that I still have some space in here. I plan to plug it in back here, and it has I bought an extra table thing that comes up over the top of it. It doesn't attach. It's just a little stand. That's all it is, okay? And I can put it wherever I want with the walking pad under it. You see it on commercials, these trendy, those Gen Zers, they use them. And then I'm going to put my tablet on there because I spend an enormous amount of time on the internet. And I'm usually sitting when I'm doing that. So my goal is 20 minutes. I'm going to set the watch, lady. 20 minutes walking, reading email, checking out videos, seeing what's new in the shopping world and blah, blah, blah. That's the plan because I'm not walking enough. The most I do, my steps are horrible, y'all. They're horrible. I used to get about 10,000 a day. Now I don't even get 3,000. It's terrible. So yeah, elliptical, all of that stuff. I can't do anything except walk. Okay. I'm just not physically capable of it. All right, let's look at our stuff. Very excited. I'm going to move this camera over here because we don't need it there anymore. I'm going to pull you guys over here to my table, my big messy table, and bring you up so you can watch. All right. This is live, you guys. This is what happens. You can catch me while walking? Yeah, I don't know. All right. So let's go ahead and start getting these off here. Again, got that one thread always with embroidery and always in the same spot. It's usually where the tie-in and tie-out happen on the embroidery design. That is where that, I'll get up real close and let you guys see. Where the tie-in and tie-out happens. You'll get one tiny thread that will hold on to that. One little tiny thread. And so I'm just going to cut that one thread and we're perfect. Now, I don't know that this is hugely different than the first run, but I want my designs to fit exactly. Okay. And believe it or not, sometimes it's easier to cut on the back side than the front. That worked out well. I see that little one there. Oh, where's it at? Right there. Perfect. And I'm just going to leave everything on the mat so that it doesn't grow legs, because these little pieces have a tendency to do that. Okay. And while we're here, when I get done with this, I'll show you how I hoop. Okay. You guys be sure tomorrow, come back is giveaway Friday. And courtesy of Lady M, I am going to give you a brand new copy of Shamrock Ridge. Brand new copy of Shamrock Ridge. Okay. Why can't I move the tie end in and out? I don't know if that'll work or not. It might. I can move it, but I don't know if that'll fix the problem with the thread. You can see the pattern is in here, still stapled in, brand new. Very, very neat. So just want to share that with you guys. Thank you, Lady M. So every month I will be giving you a brand new book from On Wander Lane. Won't that be exciting? All right, let me cut this. Perfect. All right, there's the E. We're good to go. I might iron the shamrock to the back. You never know. Okay, so here we are. This is ready. I have another shamrock from yesterday. Let me put that down there. And we're just going to get rid of these so they don't get mixed in with the rest of the good letters. All righty. So now I want to show you how I'm going to hoop. Let's see. Put your toys away, Becky. All right. I'm going to bring these over here. And I'm just going to use my 8x8 magnetic hoop from Designs in Machine Embroidery. Here is the base of it. Y'all, this is this the right one? I think is that the right size, or is that too small? That'll work. I think that'll work fine. This is just a piece of no-show mesh. Okay, you can kind of see through it a little bit. It's not the paper kind. It's a no-show mesh. And then you put your corrugated plastic halfway through it. Okay. And then I'm going to, these have a little corner cutout on the outside. Okay. It's hard to tell which is which from the front, but your corner cutouts go to the outside. So I'm going to stand it up, and I'm going to make sure that my edges are even here, top and bottom, and lay it down. Okay. And then I'm going to pull this, and now I'm hooped. That was so simple. Oh, you know, one thing I did not do, I did not set this up according to the pattern. Let me get my USB. I don't know that we're ready to stitch that or not. I imagine we could, because I did align them all yesterday. Let me turn this down. Let me turn the... Why did I cut the shapes again? Because I did not do a reconnect outline yesterday, and there was a lot of movement on those. I'm going to plug this USB in right here. And replacement blades. You're having a hard time finding them for your Scanica. Really? Oh, that's pits. Call Julie and Nicole down there and Two Chicks. She is a brother dealer, so she may have some. If you can't find any on Amazon, she may have some. Oh, it said error sending file. Okay, that's interesting. So let's do a present and a share screen again, and let's go to Brilliance. It said it couldn't send it. So here we are where we've got these things. Essentially, it was done as a color sort. Essentially, that's what happened. But I want to go to Stitch Artist. Now I'm going to go to Image. And we're going to go to No Name and Image. And which one was it? 32 or 33? That's my bear. Let's go down to 52. There it is. There's my image. And I'm going to open. Now, I can't see it. It's spinning. I need to bring that image in. Let me click on this little picture. I can't see my image, but I can, let's see, there it is right there. I can see it in the objects panel, but I can't see the image. So come up and click the little tree up here in the sun. It says show or hide the background image. All right. So the image is not to scale. And what I normally will do is click on the image, right? We're going to click the image, and then I'm going to drag it up until it is to scale. So I'm going to match that shamrock. Ooh, that's really close. Look at that. Really close. Okay. Now you want to see what's going on here. Let's see. That's too big. Scale it back. I'm measuring the image with the shamrock. Super close. It does not have to be exact because this is just giving you an idea of where everything needs to fit. Okay. That's good enough for government work. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab, now here's something before you color sort, y'all. I'm going to grab the L and I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hold the command key, I think, and click this one as well. So they're both selected, the placement and the cut. I mean, the placement and the final. And I want to move those. I'm using my arrow keys. Okay. There. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm leaving the O as is. And then this is the V. So I've got the placement line. And I'm going to hold down the command key and select the final stitch. I'm going to bring it up. This is what I forgot to do. This is what happens when I really early in the morning. I'm really on my game around 10. That's my best working time. So there's the placement line for the E. I'm going to hold down the command key, control on a Windows machine. You want to move them at the same time. Okay. And move it over. All right. So that's really close. That looks real good. Okay. Let me come back over here and make sure you guys are good. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Okay. That looks great. So now I want this to be a little bit more, oops, sorry. I want this to be a little bit more exact. So I'm going to, let's see. Let's select the L command, the O, L-O. I'm going to get out of Stitch Artist. And now in Essentials, I've got the alignment tool. So I'm going to click on the alignment tool and I want to align bottom and make sure that everything sits where it's supposed to. It looks like I was pretty on point there. And I want to align the V and the E. I'm going to hold down the command. And then up here, the V and the E. And I want to align bottom and make sure those are aligned. Okay. And now I want to align the L command and the V. I did this the other day. And the L and the V. Okay. And I want to come over to align and I want to align left. And you guys can't see those, I don't think. Okay, so everything's aligned. That looks really good. And now I'm going to click out. I'm going to go back into Stitch Artist and click off the image. And that's what it looks like. And I love it. So I'm going to Utility. Hold on here. Let me file, save as Stitch and Working. And we're going to save it as march2-2.pes and save. Okay. And it's taking its time with a spinny little bubble. And now I want to Utility, Wi-Fi to Brother Baby Lock. Okay. March. I have to rename it, y'all. You can't see this. I'm sorry. And okay. So that looks really good. Everything's aligned. I've aligned left the L and the V, and I aligned bottom the L and the O and the V and the E. So everything should be good. It says error sending file. Please try again. More than one way to skin the cat. We'll go file, save as March 2-2. I'm going to save it as on my USB. And that worked. Okay. Sometimes it's your internet. Sometimes it's the computer. Sometimes it's the machine. Who knows? So I saved it as a USB. The V and E are fine, Lynn. I'm tired of fiddling with it. I get to a point where it's like I'm done, right? I'm not going to check the V and the E. They're fine. The V is lower than the E. Is that the way it's supposed to be? Was it really? Let me look. Oh, you're absolutely right. Now, see, now that I see it, that'll bother me. Now that I see it, that'll bother me. Hold on a minute. Let me go back with y'all. Okay. So let's move it up. I'll take the V and V. We'll just move it up to the line. There. So it's sharing a line right here at the top with the E. Does that make everybody happy? Oh, yeah, that's much better. So I aligned bottom on these. These look good at the, okay. Are you guys happy with that? Everybody's like, ah, yay, ta-da, okay. You guys are funny. Oh, let's see here. Let's go back. I need to get back into Brilliance, and we will save it again. File, save as Stitch and Working, and I'm on No Name. And it should say, do you want to replace it? And it replace. Okay, good. All right. So it is on my USB, or it's thinking about being on my USB. I'm still getting used to this, this Mac, you guys. Still getting used to it. Okay. So let's go on over to the embroidery machine. Now I got to drag you guys with me. Okay. Center the design. Well, the cool thing, Marina, you absolutely are right. I should center the design, but y'all, I am not on my game. I'm going to disconnect you. Hold on a second. We're going to get rid of the power. I can't do that. So now we need to migrate over to the embroidery machine. It would be easier to move the embroidery machine over here, I bet. But I can't do that because I don't have wheels on that flexi spot. All right, so let's see how we're going to do this. Disconnect this dog right here. So this is what I go through usually on Wednesday nights before, so when I'm getting ready for y'all. Thank you, Deborah. You're so thoughtful. Cheap class, right, you guys? I wouldn't pay me for this. I'm having issues. We're just going to move over here to Darla. Okay, there we go. Man, we've covered a lot today. So we talked about how to hoop, how to clean a mat, how to clean up a design. This is crazy. I'm into my second cup of coffee already. Why did I change to a Mac? Doris, I had to have the video computing power of a Mac to create videos when I'm on the road. I could not find a, I disconnected that USB. It's right here. I could not find a Windows machine, a laptop that had the computing power speed that I needed in, I would say in my local area. Okay. I couldn't find one that had what I needed. When are my lessons on cleaning the sewing room? I don't have lessons on that. I've decluttered. Yeah. Okay. So here we are. This is looking good. Let's put this USB in. My little magnet. Y'all, everybody trips out about having magnets near these computer brains in these sewing machines. Y'all, you don't really need to worry about that, okay? Because when magnetic hoops came on the market, the manufacturers got with the program and actually put like a metal shield. Some of them have a metal shield inside of the plastic housing, okay? And then a lot of times the magnetic hoop does not get close enough over here. But even with the bigger hoops, and it does, it's not a big deal. Don't freak out on that. Those are old machines. Like if it doesn't even have a USB port or it doesn't take a card, I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, let me pull this up. Pocket for memory. I'm on a USB and I need March 22. Let's see. Did it save? There it is. Yay. There you stay. And set. All right. So you said, yes, I should have centered the design. Marina, you're right. But so I'm using a much larger hoop than would be required. And I'm just going to float the fabric in the hoop. And that way it doesn't really matter that it's not centered. Okay. What about the weight of magnetic hoops? Any concerns? No, ML Weber, I have not had that. Not at all. All right. So I am going to, if I was using a much larger hoop, I would use my So Tights magnets, but I'm not. So I've just got a big fat quarter here. Let me pin this on. And I'm just going to pin it up here in the top. You can use spray stick if you want. I'm not. Because, and I'm not there's nothing on the back of the fabric because I'm not doing a satin stitch. If you want to do a satin stitch, you would need to put some SF 101 from Pellon on the back. That is a woven fusible. You would need to put that on the back in order to give the fabric some stability to withstand that satin stitching. Okay. Yeah, I never do either, Sandy. Sandy says, I never use the hoops that came with my machine. I only use Snapplique. I use my regular hoops occasionally, but that's usually just to show you guys. It is available in live. Yeah, the live chat is available in replay. That's how I go back and see y'all's comments all the time. Okay. Okay. I need a good green thread that's going to match all the pieces because I have no desire to be switching these out. So I'm going to choose like the middle green of the E to match. I think this will work. That'll work for the light. That'll work. Oh, I might have to change for the dark. Yeah. So for the final thread, not for, what's the name of my IKEA ironing base? I don't know what you're talking about, Dan. I don't have an IKEA ironing base. I don't know what you mean. Oh, the bottom of my ironing station? That's a hemness dresser from IKEA. Yeah. So, okay. Let me get this fabric out from under here. Y'all don't need that kind of drama. Yep. How do I get on my blog? Kathy, my blog is powertoolswiththread.com. Okay. Live chat does not appear on replay on your phone. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're hard to see. Or if it does, it's way below a bunch of videos. I don't know. It's weird the way they do that. All right. So I think what I want to do is trace. and make sure that this is going to be okay. Let me go to embroidery. And it looks like, let me see here. Let me do a trace. And okay. And, oh. Right there. Over here. That'll work. It's in the hoop, and I'll center it with a ruler when I cut. Okay. What kind of IKEA dresser? Hemnes, Hemnes. As a matter of fact, I've got a whole blog post on my ironing station on my blog, powertoolswiththread.com, and go in there and look up ironing station, and it should come up, and it tells you how I covered this thing, what the top's made out of, the dresser, the whole 9 yards. That's on there. Y'all, that blog is probably 7 years old. Where do I store my mats? Everywhere. Most of them are hanging. My mats, they hang out underneath my cabinet for the scan and cut. Talking about scan and cut mats. Thanks, Pam. Pam says, you're missing batting and background quilting. She's absolutely right. What was I doing? Y'all, I'm off my game this morning. Bah! We need some batting. Yep. I knew something was missing. I was looking at that going, something's missing. I got to get rid of my chairs and call the local church and see if they want them in the office. Let's see here. No. Too big, too small. There we go. Is that going to work? Okay. I'm missing background quilting. Can you believe that? Telling you guys, not on my game this morning at all. Did not have a plan. Your 24-inch mat does not have a hanging hole. Is that from Brother? It should. All 24-inch mats from Brother have a hanging hole. Did you buy aftermarket? And if you did buy aftermarket, you can Frito, go see Daddy. He'll feed you. You can punch a hole in it as long as you don't go through the little black things. Okay. So I got a scrap right here, y'all. Scrap of batting. Okay. This is a great use of batting scraps. I'm going to cut this up. Okay. We're going to put these together like this. Okay. And what I do with my tape, it's over there. All right. Did Daddy already feed you? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. And I've just got this paper tape. Let me get this edges, straight edges together. This is this 3M paper tape. You can get 12 rolls for like $10 on Amazon. Just put it together, okay? You don't have to spend $10 a roll or $6 a roll on this tape. It's crazy. There's only so many tape manufacturers in the industry. And this will be fine. I got black marks on this. What is that? That doesn't go there. Perfect. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, see, you guys, takes a team. I love it. I need to do this way. I don't want to have a whole bunch of fabric hanging over on the inside of the throat of the machine. If it's going to hang over, it should hang to the outside. I'll get it right one day, y'all. Okay, I'm going to just try to get this print. Now, the fabric used in the original is like a light green. And this is not, I just like this print better personally than what was in the image on the book. Okay. I've started seeing IKEA commercials. They must be doing bad. That's all I can figure. My husband hates that furniture. Oh, he hates it. He's a solid wood guy. He doesn't like all that. All right, let's get with the program here, shall we? So I'm on a Luminaire. I'm going to add some background quilting to this. All right. Let's create an embroidery design, shall we? All right. Am I ready now, you guys? I think I am. I'm going to go to return. And I want to go to add. And there is background quilting in here. I think it's on that one. Pattern cannot be combined. All right. So let's go to my design center. And let's go to designs and these designs, and let's pick one. The only thing I don't like about this, what's that button? That's new. The only thing I don't like about this is that they triple stitch, and I'm not a fan of that. So I like this. I tell it okay. Is there a way, you guys? Is there a way? The scanning mat does not have a hole. Okay. I thought, let me go back to home. Tell it okay. Let me go into embroidery. I want to create some background quilting. So these are frames. Let me go to this background quilting design. And we can just do a stipple or swirlies or whatever. These don't triple stitch. Here's some leaves. That's pretty. I'll tell it okay. And it wants to know the size. And here we go. So it thinks I have a much larger hoop than I do. Let me get that down to my 8 by 8. It's not going to do that. 8 by 12 is the smallest that it has here. So on this one, let's do 7.5 set. It won't let me. 9 by 9.5. That won't let me. What am I doing wrong, y'all? I have not played with this before. Okay. Use a block by block background and then let the machine draw the blocks and batting. I could do a juju background, but I don't have one pulled up. I don't have it selected. Yeah. What am I doing wrong on this? I have not played with this. So I just don't know how to do this, you guys. I'll go into embroidery. Oh, let's go to my design center. This I know how to do. Select. And like I said, the only problem with this one is that it triple stitches, and I don't like that. Let's use this one. Okay. And okay. And then I need a shape. Oh, I didn't do this right. And the size of the shape, 6.19. I want it to be, let me resize it. I want to make it bigger. And let's make it 7.5. Let's see, we'll tell it 7.0 and 7.0 set. Yep, tell it okay. There we go. Now I want to take the paint bucket and dump it in the square. There we go. Okay, and tell it next. Okay, so it's digitizing that. I can make it much larger. And it'll redigitize, and it won't be so dense like that. I don't know if you can see that. That's very pretty. Okay, are you frozen? That's real pretty. Okay, that looks real good. I'm going to tell it, let's see, on this, I want thin, tell it okay. And set, tell it okay. So it's created the embroidery design. I'm going to go into edit and so it has selected the outer black line. I'm going to tell it do not stitch that and do not stitch and okay. So it's just going to stitch that inner line, those pretty backgrounds. This machine is amazing. Bottom button on this screen. I can single stitch, really, on this screen? I don't know how. Maybe it was a screen. I fiddled with that. I went to thinner. Is that the one you're talking about, Chris? Okay. The last one changes to a single. Are y'all talking about on this screen? No, go back one screen. Let me go back. I did hit the thinner. Oh, I'm already in the embroidery format. So do not stitch that black line. Tell it okay. Tell it embroidery. Oh, I'm going to add. And what do I want to add? I'm going to go to my memory, USB, and the March 2-2. There we go, and set. That'll work. That looks good. Okay, I did that. I'm going to tell it embroidery. Okay, so first things first, I need a thread for this. And I normally will use, for the background quilting, this is pretty. I think this will work beautiful right here. Okay. Yep. All right. I did it. I did thinner. All right. So this is going to look gorgeous on here. This is a glide. This is glide wheat. Okay. And it looks like it will, well, you won't be able to see it, but that's okay. It'll still give me the quilting, right? Yep. Yeah, you guys, if you can find luminaires at a dealer, do it. You will absolutely love the luminaire. And they should, I know there's a lot of them on the market now. People are trading them in for Avenires. So if you can do that, I would do it. They are a phenomenal machine. Design Center is amazing to play with. Somebody put in our Facebook group that at their store, brother engineers were in the store talking to the dealer to see what they could figure out. So brother sends engineers from Taiwan and Japan here to figure stuff out. All right. So I'm going to do another trace just to make sure I'm not going to hit any pins. Okay. I don't want to hit a pin. Uh-oh, that's bad. I'll fix that one. Okay. See that? You always want to do a trace or you'll be sorry. Let's do it one more time. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Love it. Tell it okay. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So let's do some stitching. And let's just do some background quilting. There we go. I don't want to do a basting box. I'm good. Pam, is Glide made in America? Where at?
Yes, get your luminaires while you can, because they are not going to be making them anymore, right? They're going to have just the Avenir and the Stellaire and the Baby Lock equivalent of both. So just FYI, if you can get a luminaire, I highly recommend it. You will not be sorry. What you can is glide cotton thread. No, it's a poly. Y'all are like, yay, it's working. That was one thing I did not like, the triple stitching that the background quilting did. It's pretty good. This is looking great. So see how easy it was to add in background quilting. I love the colors on Glide. Oh, they're so pretty. Let me pick a thread for my shamrock. You guys, I bought some nail polish tray that nail salons would use. Just make sure if you get these, they're on Amazon, they're in my Amazon store. If you get them, make sure that they are wide enough at the base to handle the bottom of your spools, okay? So that's how I store my threads. Right now, the Avenir, that's why the engineers are here in the US. Chris says she wouldn't buy one because there's too many issues with it. Y'all, it's just like a brand new car on the market, you know? Just like a brand new car on the market. You got to wait for the kinks to get worked out. But Brother is taking very good care of everybody who has a machine. You know, they're coming out with updates. Marina, you said I'm an excellent teacher when y'all can help along. Oh yeah. Well, so Marina, this is a stitching retreat, and when you're at retreats, everybody helps as a team. You know, you're available to support each other. So Sandy doesn't like combo machines. I do. Ugh, the more I can combo, the better. So yeah, y'all, embroidery machines are not cheap. They are not, and the good ones are they're very pricey. Yeah, Marilyn, I kind of had to I didn't have to I had to recut the pieces. You got here late, you're not missing anything. I had to recut the pieces because I forgot to reconnect outline in Brilliance, and there was a lot of movement on those shapes. So you just saw the new huge baby lock yesterday, Debbie? Yeah. Can the Brother Scan and Cut work with that? No, it cannot. No, the Brother Scan and Cut can only work with, right now, the Avenir, the Luminaire, and the Stellaire, and that's it. Those are the only 3 machines that have the My Connection feature in them. And you need My Connection to have those 2 talk. Now, that said, you never see me use that feature. You don't have to use the My Connection feature. So, and I am glad you brought that up. So we're almost done. I love it. So the My Connection feature is great if you want to play with that. All right. You don't have to do that. So if you don't have to have a Brother machine to use a Brother Scan and Cut. You can save to a USB just like I did, even though I have the My Connection feature. Now the reason I don't use that to have the Avenir, to have my Luminaire. I'm sorry, baby. The reason I don't do that is because you have to go through the steps, like on this one for the L, the O, the V, and the E. You have to go through the steps to turn each single piece into its own embroidery design and its own applique design. If you import the scan, you have to do it on the L, okay? And then you bring in the O, and then all of that. If you have multi-pieces, Selena, don't beat yourself up about the Solaris not having the My Connection. You don't. You never see me using it, and I have a machine that has it. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal, in my opinion. This is just me. I use the Luminaire for a lot of other things besides the My Connection. Okay. So we are all finished. I'm going to change out my threads. Let's see here. Get my iron. Make sure it stays nice and hot. Oh, that turned out beautiful, y'all. Let me show you the background quilting. Isn't that pretty? That's just lovely. They do a great job. Great job. Just lovely. Plus, if you joined late, I was off my game and forgetting to do steps, and I had to hoop twice. You know, that kind of thing. Forgot my batting, had to put that on there. So, yeah, you can use a scan and cut with a baby lock all day long, you all. All day long. Whoops. What'd I do? Oh, that's the wrong color. Hold on. Wrong color. Wrong color. That's for the dark. Final stitch on the clover. I want to use this for the placement line on all of the letters. And then I went back and I had to sort them out so that they all placement line all at the same time, final stitch all at the same time. Had to play around. I had all kinds of stuff I was just doing over and over because it's very early in the morning. If you're watching on replay, thank you for your patience. I hope you have me on in your sewing room while you're stitching or cutting or whatever it is you're doing. All right. And we are ready to do, it's going to do the L and then the other three. I don't know why. It was 3 different colors in the embroidery design. So here we go. And we're going to do the placement line for the L. Oh, that's pretty. What is that sound? I don't like that sound. Cut thread. All right. Not happy. Got you. I heard it. I heard what it was doing. It's not happy. What happened? Poor thing. Got mad because I called you an Avenir, didn't you? Yep. That's what I get. Cheating on my Luminaire. Okay. I'm going to switch out the bobbin. Let's do a little bobbin switch out. I have pre-wounds from Dime. Okay. We're getting down to the bottom here anyway. Yeah. All right. Let's do another one. I'm not going to trust it. The bobbin thread didn't break, but I'm not willing to trust this. Now I got to find the end. These are always a challenge. There it is. Okay. Everything looks good in the bobbin case. I don't see any drama. Okay. Now give me this. Pull that through. Okay. Let's do this again. All right, that worked. I'm going to cancel. I'm going to go to needle plus minus, and I'm going to back up like 30 stitches. Okay. So the back of my project is nice and clean. I don't have any issues back here. Okay. The carriage of the embroidery unit will move. All right, I'm going to tell it okay. There we go. I bet you I didn't pull that thing all the way through and it had the knot. I bet you that's what happened. Yep, that's what happened. I didn't pull the knot all the way through from the darker thread. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. That was my fault. Go ahead. There we go.
Totally my fault.
What I am stitching is a monthly book from Fat Quarter Shop. Yes, Cindy. Or you can get them all at Connecting Threads. I have links to both of those resources below. If you scan an image with Scan and Cut, but you can't send it through My Connection, Kathy Ann, you can only send the images in the Scan and Cut that are built into the machine. What? No. No, Kathy Ann, you can save the Scan and Cut scan to a USB and bring it in here. And then, so I'm pretty sure because it'll read SVG files. I think you're eating breakfast and watching, Kathy. Good. I don't know what my machine's at right now for speed. I'd have to look. You can use Embrilliance to send files to the Solaris. Yes, Karen. Yes, it will. Okay. So the utility that's in the Embrilliance embroidery software sends to it functions on that wavelength for Brother Baby Lock. Yes. All right, we made it through it. Yay, we're in the home stretch. Let me iron these pieces on. Oh my goodness, y'all. That was stressful. Like I said, not on my game this morning. All right, so let me pull this hoop. Now, when you do any kind of applique in the hoop, you want to work on a firm, flat surface. Now, they do make a pad to put under this, but I've got this batting on, and I mean, I could do it. I usually use the Quilter's cut and press. Okay. You can do either one. I have a thread here that I don't like that needs to go. There we go. All right. Now, because I reconnected outline in Embrilliance, the placement line was what I used to create the cut file. I want to get you in here. So the cut file fits absolutely exact. Okay. I want you to see that the cut file fits exact. So you don't do any kind of inflate at all. The only time you really want to do an inflate, I want to get you guys way in here so you can see. Well, let me do them all first. The only time you do an inflate is if you are going to use like a square of material and you don't have the cut file to be able to pre-cut your shapes, okay, then you want to do an inflate so that you have enough over the placement line, and it will give you enough on the outside for you to be able to then stitch the tack down stitch. And then you can trim away from the outside of the tack down stitch. Perfect, perfect. But when you are creating the cut file, you're using Embrilliance to create the cut file, okay? Then you do not inflate. Okay. To get these exactly right. You won't have to trim. You won't have to push and pull to get it to fit. Everything fits absolutely exact. Oh, this is pretty. Pretty, pretty. So this is what I teach when I go to guilds. I bring my scan and cut and my embroidery machine and enough stuff to show up on big screens, whether it's a TV or on a wall, projector, whatever. I bring all that and we learn how to do this. And I can do a lecture demo. If you have a guild or a shop and you want me to do it, if you're a brother shop, you want me to come, I'll do that. That's what I'm doing in Springfield. Okay, at Sean's. All right, let me get you way in here so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I want you to see. Look at these placement lines. See how the shape fits exact. Okay, perfect. Absolutely perfect on all of them. Okay. If you are using a satin stitch, okay, that's a good one, Donna. She thought you needed to inflate if you're using a satin stitch. If your satin, so the industry standard width of a satin stitch is 3 millimeters. And if the satin stitch is already pre-digitized to go over to the inside of the shape. So ideally a satin stitch, if this is the placement line, the satin stitch should go here and here and here and here and here like this. If this is the placement line, so it should do like this. All right. It should not stop here. The risk you run with a satin stitch on the outs, being too big, I'm sorry, your applique fabric being too large, is you can get fabric fuzzies on the outside of the satin stitch, and you don't want that. You don't want that. All right, so I'm going to stop this when it gets to the O, and I want to change my thread just for the O. It thinks it's all one big long stitch, so I will stop it mid-thing, change the thread for the O, and then I'm going to stop it again and change my thread color back. Okay. You can get the books in PDF. Yes, you certainly can. Okay. So we are ready now for the final blanket stitch. And the final blanket stitch is going to be absolutely perfect as well. Okay. The mat the iron's on, my iron is on a Oliso mat. Glasses. All right, I'm going to change my thread right here. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. I'm going to change my thread just for this one letter. Okay. All right. And then today, when I get finished with y'all, I'm going to trim this out and I'm going to put a backing on it with a little hanging triangle and bind it. Or we can do that tomorrow. We can finish it up tomorrow, whatever. Pull this out. All right. A little tail there. Perfect, 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 perfect. I love it. If you're buying Stitch Artist 3, do you need 1 and or 2? No, you do not. So the Stitch Artists are a progressive deal. Man, I mentioned a lot of insurance in this, don't I? So the Stitch Artist is a progressive build. So if you buy 3, it includes already what inside of what's in 1 and 2. If you buy 2, it has what's inside of 1, which is why when you go to purchase Embrilliance, I'll show you that too. Is the medical tape the same as the embroidery tape? Life as a Mom. Yes, it is paper tape, paper medical tape. It's from 3M. It's in my Amazon store. Yeah, the iron is on. Let me stop this. Change this back.
Yes. Embroidery paper tape is the same. It says 3M on the inside. Okay. It's from 3M. You can get a dozen rolls for $10 or whatever. The mat that the iron is sitting on right now is an Oliso wool mat. I bought that at Road to California. Pull my knot through so I don't have the same drama I did last time. There we go. This is turning out so stinking pretty. Y'all look at the binding fabric for this. Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. Okay. Look at my iron. What about my iron? This is a Cricut. I need to get another Oliso for over here. But this iron, this Cricut iron is so small, it fits into smaller hoops. You want to buy Stitch Artist 3, you already have 1 and 2. Oh, I will show you. Yes, Connie, let me show you. Let me pull that up. Okay. Let me show you this. Where you get it. Okay. So this is on the Embrilliance main screen. I've got pop-ups I need to get rid of. So you go to products over here. So if you go to store, up here in the top menu, there's store. Click on that. Okay. And that's where you get all of the different pieces of Embrilliance. See, there's all these different parts and modules of Embrilliance, you guys. So you do want to get essentials. You need that for the hidden stitches button. But in Stitch Artist, if you click this little arrow, you'll get a drop down, and that's where you see the drop down for the upgrades, and click this. And this is where you can go from level 2 to 3, and it's $280, and then you'll get 10% off with my link and that coupon code. Okay. So it says on sale till March 2nd. The coupon code is good through the 17th. So the sooner the better, probably. Okay. You can't see that. Dang it. Let me turn my camera. That makes me mad. My scanning mat, not the ironing mat. Okay. Let me do this and get here. Okay. So if you click on, let me see here. Let me stop sharing. Okay. I want to point this up. I want to zoom into my screen so you guys can see my screen. I want to show you where that's at. Sorry. Low tech, y'all. Low tech. My apologies. Over here, if you go here, you can click on the Stitch Artist. So up here at store, click on store. This is where you see all of the modules, different modules that you can buy. And right here, so you want essentials, and there's Stitch Artist. Click on that and you'll get a little drop down. And that's where you see the drop down for upgrades. If you don't, it's not there. So click here, go to upgrades, click on that, and here's level 2 to 3. And that's it right there. That's how you get that. Okay. So, yeah, Diane, that is the code, but y'all please, oh, it was showing just fine. Okay. Please use my link. You can do it without my link, but it really, really supports the channel and helps me keep this channel funded and moving and all of that. If I have level 1 and purchase level 3, will you get 2? Yes, you will. So 1 is all on its own. 2 contains everything in 1. 3 contains everything in 2 and 1. So that's why they have all those different upgrade pieces that you can do. You can get 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 1 to 3. You can get them all. Yeah, you went through my link. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Look at this, you guys. Didn't this turn out pretty after all of our effort? Where'd the other shamrocks go? I think I'm going to iron them onto the back. I think I will. I don't know. I might, I don't, where's that at? I don't know. I might put it somewhere. Look at, I want to show you guys how pretty this turned out. Look at how good my blanket stitching is. Isn't that beautiful? It is perfect. My blanket stitching. Yes, I'm a master blanket stitcher, you can see. Just absolutely perfect. And that was because, y'all look at that. That was because I went to the extra step. This is why we're here so long today. But that's because I went to the extra step of going back into Embroider's reconstruct outline. Okay. I don't know where those other letters went. I guess I tossed them. Had I used the original letters without reconstructing the outline first from yesterday, then what I would have is a little bit of overage and we'd have some fuzzies and all of that. So you need more coffee. Today's retreat made you tired. Time for a morning nap, mid-morning nap. Yay. So I can make mug rugs with the pre-cut shamrock. Yeah. So lots of stuff we covered today. Today was great. Today was like a full-on, class playing with embrilliance and playing with the luminaire, playing with the scan and cut. Big. We did almost 2 full hours. All right, you guys. I'm hungry. That makes sense now? Yeah. So I'm going to finish my coffee. I'm happy to take the time with you guys. I love y'all. This is so much fun. I'm productive with this. So I'm going to go ahead and I don't know if I'll finish this up today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. Probably do it tomorrow. No, you're awesome. Hope you're awesome. Thank you, Helen. That's very nice. Cheap class. That's right. I appreciate your sticker, Helen. You're awesome. So, that's just a way to sit there and go through, reconstruct that outline. That's why Stitch Artist 3 is the best that you can get. It's the top of the line with Embrilliance, but it's going to make sure that your pre-cuts fit exactly into your embroidery. So they're still on the mat. I'll find them. All right. I hope you have a great day. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to do the giveaway on the book. Thank you, Lady M, for that. All right. And I will see you tomorrow. You guys go sew something. Bye.